Welcome to another tutorial on Matlab. In this particular tutorial series, we are looking into the concept of graphical user interface and how it works in Matlab. In the previous tutorials, we have seen how we can design the front end of the GUI in this particular example, where we will be simulating the Simulink model with the help of a GUI in Matlab. In this particular series or in this particular video, we will be looking into how we can do the backend programming for individual buttons that we have in this particular GUI. And once we press this button, how the graphs will appear in the GUI. So let's get started with the same. So first of all, you need to do right click on the buttons, so which you want to program. So right click on the start simulation button, go to view callback and then callback. So once you go to the callback, you can see the function that is responsible for this particular one. So here, first of all, you need to type something which creates a variable or something, any rough MATLAB statement, so that we can enter into the debugging mode. So this is the best practice that you can do. Now you just save this model and save this file. Now you just save this file and then you press on the start simulation button. So once you press on the start simulation button, you will be able to get to the function. Now you can see here there is a variable called handles, and here all the fields are fields that are relevant to the GUI will be available. So here you can see there are multiple things. You can also see axis 1, axis 2. So these are the component related variables which are present in the handle, and you can see mass, spring, damper. So these are the objects that are present in this particular variable. So if you put it in the debugging mode, then only you can see this particular variable, because this is related to the GUI. Now suppose I give some value to the mass, spring and damper. So I giving mass is 10, spring is 12 and damper is 13. And now I again simulate that and I press on the start simulation button. Now you can see inside mass we have given a value of 10. So you can see that in the form of string. So in the string you will be able to see that. Just drag and drop it to the command window and you need to copy this. So basically this is how you can do it in a shortcut. So just paste it after the variable that you have created. Now this particular variable you can store inside a sort variable. So for doing the operations. Similar way, this is like collecting the value of mass that user has given from the GUI side. So basically the capital M here is a string. So that's why we are writing the corresponding comment that this is a string. Now the same thing we will be creating for spring and damper. So we will be going into the spring object, and in the spring we will be collecting the string part. So here it is 12, as we already given the value as 12. So that's why it is 12. So now this is being dragged and dropped. So you don't need to write the variable name or entire structure. You just need to drag and drop. It will work in Matlab. So you need to have it defined with the variable. So here we are giving s as the spring constant string name. Now we have all the spring, mass, damper, string variables available now. Now we will be sending these variables value into the base workspace. So that can be done with the help of eval in function. So eval in function basically takes a string which it needs to evaluate in a particular workspace. So if you write base, then in that case it will do at the base workspace. So first is the workspace in which you want to have the variable evaluated, and the string part that we will be seeing here now. So that should be there inside the string. So it is a string. So M equal to comma capital M. So capital M is already a string, and we are just doing here the string concatenation. So small m equal to capital M, and whatever value inside capital M is there, so that will be evaluated in the base workspace. Same we need to do for the other variables. So we have done it for the other variables. So k equal to s and d equal to capital D. Now we can see the model here. So once we have this running, So here in this case, the damping constant is given as C in the model. So that's what we checked, and that we have assigned here. So once you run this, then you will get the base workspace populated with these values K, M, and C. And then if you just simulate the model as we done previously, the model will start simulating. To simulate the model, you need to use the sim command. So sim, and inside bracket, inside quotes, you need to mention the model file name. Once you have the model file name, it will just simulate the model, and it will simulate the model that you have defined here. So once you simulate the model, like once you given the command for the simulation for the model, then you need to get the data and plot it in the GUI. So the data, as you can see, once we done the simulation, you will have this T out or velocity, displacement, and acceleration, and each one having the size 59 cross 1. So you can see the size, everything is of same size. Now now we have two plots, right? So those two plots need to be having plotting different datas in a multiple plots. So for that, you can take access command. So in access, whichever the graph that you give or you allocate. So first of all, you need to call the command access, and once you change the access, so now currently it is access 1. So once you set the axis, then you can do the plots in that particular axis. Grid on, grid minor, and title, X label, Y label. These you will be doing on axis 1. So once you're done with the axis 1, then you need to change your axis. So you can change the axis by using the axis command, but now the axis is axis 2. So this is the second graph that you have, and there you will be plotting the data that is relevant to this one. So here you are taking velocity as the data, and the previous one is taking the displacement as the data. So both data will be plotted, and you will get two graphs with title, X label, Y label, grid on, and grid minor populated into the graph. Okay, now we will do the simulation start. So we will just press on the, we will first give the parameter values into the GUI, and then we will press on the start simulation button, and let's see what is happening. So we have given for mass 10 grams or 10 grams, and spring as the spring and damper value we have given now. And now we clicked on the start simulation button. So to have a better understanding, we can keep both the things side by side, so that it will be easy for us to understand what is basically happening in the plotting part. So now we did the first plot, which is related to the displacement, which is first plot, and we are at axis 1. Now we will step, and we generated the title, as you can see on the right hand side. Next, X label, time in second, and then Y label, displacement. Now we are turning on the main major grid and then minor grid. Then we change to axis 2, and then now we plotted the velocity data, and now we have given the title, X label, Y label, grid on, and grid minor. So basically this is updating your plots, and you got a nice plot. This is how you can debug anything related to your GUI, and you can perform multiple operations and also fix your GUI with the help of this. In case you are liking the channel, please consider subscribing. In case you have any comment or query, please let us know in the comment section. It will help us to improve your experience of learning MATLAB in this channel. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.